So then all of the other giants end up racing in the same direction. And then the bigger giants, which are more business focused and more classic companies that actually care about their bottom lines, they end up getting pressured because shareholders are seeing the enormous amounts of investment by these startups, and they're seeing users start shifting from Google search to using ChatGPT as search. ChatGPT should not be used as search, but consumers think that it is. And then shareholders ask in Google's shareholder meetings, what are you doing with AI? What is your AI strategy? Why aren't you investing in this technology? And so then all of the other giants end up racing in the same direction.
What does Warren Buffett make of it? That's what I want to know. Is he
I
sort
have
of like,
no idea.
you guys, if he's like, you guys are all wasting your money, he's like, he's probably right. I think one is, like you say, a quasi-religious fervor has inflected the investment decisions of some of the world's most valuable companies, which is just an extraordinary thing to even think about. The only reason you would invest ultimately hundreds of billions, trillions of dollars into this is because first mover advantage gives you a monopoly on the most transformational technology since the steam engine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way I can make sense of it.
Right. So that in and of itself could potentially end up generating enough returns for you more than you've ever seen before. So that's usually the pitch that they make. But, you know, it is a huge, risky bargain that these investors are actually pitching into. And you know, a lot of investors, they have a bandwagon mentality. Like, they aren't necessarily doing their own analysis to say, let me do this investment. They're just seeing everyone glom onto this thing. And they're like, well, I don't want to miss out. Why don't we glom on as well? But, you know, there are some investors that have actually recently reached out to me to be like, one of the most underreported stories right now is the amount of risk that is not just being taken on by these VCs, is actually being taken on by the entire economy, because the money that these investors are investing comes from like university endowments and things like that. So if the bubble pops, it doesn't just pop for Silicon Valley. It actually will have ripple effects across the global economy.